out of control of OptimuS. And in the top left we have the teal Protoss, Druidz, Patjuh.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Belshire Vestige, again, it's not the map which is the easiest to take a third base on, but it's still a lot easier than Neoplanet S. I mean, the third base, the only thing is, it's a little bit of a walk distance between the third and the natural, and especially the third and the main. I mean, it's the whole map away. So that's the slight issue for Protoss here again when taking that third base, but Patjuh can maybe think of other ways around that. You know, maybe he wants to go very heavy on tech, so even though he falls maybe a little behind on economy, he can have some very good early upgrades and so on to maybe make up for that. And that's one way Protoss can kind of deal with not getting their third base as quick nowadays.
Yeah, so far nothing too exciting coming out of both players, of course, since we're quite early in the game. Just scout, chrono boost, standard barracks timing. And I'm really keeping my eye on the Terran's mineral line at this point, because I do feel that going for a rather early gas would just benefit him in every way, because it allows you both a lot more defensive as well as offensive options, which just are very strong for Terran at this point.
Yeah, and well, right now we do see Patjuh is going to come across and be the first player to scout here, a little bit less symmetrical scouting than we saw on Neoplanet S. OptimuS, his scout just heading out there now, but again, he isn't throwing down a gas, so he is just going to be gasless expanding. And we'll see how Patjuh wants to respond to this time around. So, just as probe coming in, and I mean, I wouldn't expect him to see do a 4-gate 2 times in a row, but I mean, there are plenty of other heavy pressure, all-inish builds that exist right now for Protoss players.
Yeah, I know this sounds a bit silly, but I've seen a lot of instances in Dutch tournament play, along with the DSCL, where a player would win the first map with a build, and then just do it again, and it would work perfectly. So
it's such a good mind game, right? I mean, I'm just saying the obvious is not to do the same build again, but I mean, sometimes they do, and they're just not expecting it. So, I mean, that's the problem. You can never be sure in StarCraft. You can never just say, oh yeah, it'll be okay, because it might not be.
Slightly more defensive play from OptimuS at this point, going for the command center in base. Against the 4-gate, I guess that does kind of help. Depends on how you look at it. If you're going to defend your ramp, then well, yeah, then it kind of does help. But usually you can hold off a 4-gate pretty perfectly at the front if you see it coming.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, 4-gate's definitely easy to hold off if you can get some kind of sense that's coming and so on. We actually have a proxy Power coming up for Patjuh, right here to the right hand side. We'll see what he wants to do with that. I mean, again, he's got 3 guys on each gas right now, so he's got his double stalker as well, and he hasn't actually moved out across the map too much quite yet. He's just going to start doing that now with these stalkers, clearing out his natural and the corners of his base a little bit as well. And we do see the Stargate coming down as a proxy from Patjuh here. So
yeah, I was really wondering what he was saving up all that gas for, but there we go. Of course, Stargate and the mothership core. I don't see him expanding after this, even though he has a probe set up there. I guess he could expand, but it's usually better to just go for the Oracle 4-gate and try to bust him down. And even though OptimuS has gone for a very defensive build and is still, sort of camping at the top of his ramp, running around with an SCV, we're just going to scout the fact that there's a probe sitting here at the natural and blocks it with a bunker, actually.
Oh, the Nexus goes down anyway. Wow.
Is that in good position?
I don't actually know if it is.
I think it's too far away from one of the gas guys, for sure.
Yeah, it looks like it definitely could be another hex up there, so it's a little bit interesting. And OptimuS does come in here and he says, right, well, it's 6 minutes. You've only just started a Nexus, you've got double gas, something's up, right? And it's not in your base. Because he must know something's not right here, because even that Nexus would already be down, or there'd be something in his base. So OptimuS right now must be thinking, right, something is kind of up here. The question is, can he really kind of see what it is, and where did he just drop that scan? Was that in the main?
He scanned the natural, and he sees that the Nexus is still building, which surprises me as much as it surprises you. I really feel OptimuS should be throwing down engineering bay, because he might get either DT'd or indeed Oracle play, which is what we're going to be seeing. 3 gates now being thrown down for OptimuS, so it does, for Patjuh, so it does look like he wants to really do some heavy aggression. Already poking around a bit, blocking his opponent's natural with a pylon. Stalker with mothership core, just poking a bit at the front. Nice time warp here, saving the life of both his mothership core and that stalker. And now we have Oracles in the main doing a lot of damage to these SCVs, and this is why you get an early engineering bay these days as Terran. Wow,
Oh no,
7
the
and 6
stim.
kills on the Oracle.
Is Stim really going to go down here? I think it might. Is he just... Ooh,
Oh, he's
wow.
repairing it though, and he loses one
Just...
Oracle. So, of course, not a good trade here for the Terran, and he might actually lose this front bunker, which is going to be incredibly annoying if you want to hold off a Protoss. Yes, it will. Too late with the SCVs to repair, and it goes down. And some serious pressure here now from Patjuh coming at the front, because there's no heavy front for OptimuS to defend.
Yeah, and I mean, he's done a great job so far, 15 workers killed, and just abusing the kind of multi-pronged aggression potential of his army right now. Once again, going to take out a bunker here, but Stim has finished. These units at the front are going to be in trouble. Time Warp going down, though. These Stalkers trying to control as the Oracle's turned away from the main base, and it looks like everything at the front is going to be cleaned up from Patjuh, and immediately now, realizing that this is over, he's going to start remaking probes, which he hasn't been doing for quite some time, so...
Yeah, and he did let that Nexus finish. He sent in 2 free zealots here. Not sure why. I think he wanted to continue the aggression, but he's still going to be poking at his opponent here, trying to picking off Marauders. As long as OptimuS can get a bunker up, I feel he's pretty safe. But this harass from Patjuh at the front is just so annoying.
And I mean, that Nexus is definitely out of position.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no two ways about it. So whether he thought the game would just be over by now or what, I'm not sure, but it's a good thing he let it finish, because if he hadn't, well, the Oracle's coming back in again. Going to get some more kills. These things kill SCVs so quickly. Look at that, now 26 worker kills, and this is what I was just about to say. I mean, Patjuh, if he didn't get all these...
miscontrol here by Patjuh costs him 1 Oracle. Might even cost him 2. No, it gets away. Just barely. And yeah, we're left in a bit of an awkward position. I mean, the Terran, he's down to 15 workers. Wow, that's not a whole lot indeed. And he might try to go for some sort of timing now that he actually has Medivacs out. And his opponent is kind of short on tech.
Yeah, he definitely has to make something happen. He needs to use the kind of timing that he's got now, where Terran is very strong, to do something. Because if he doesn't, Patjuh's just going to build up a Protoss army and come attack and win the game. So OptimuS right now, he needs to start using that Medivac boost and just using the fact that he's got a big bio army against pretty much no splash damage to make something happen. As again, Oracle trying to come into the main base, being chased away by Marines. It's going to get away, or is it, as more Marines come down to the natural, and this Oracle.
So greedy.
Wow. 4 HP.
Tries to pick off that one SCV in such a greedy move and almost loses his last Oracle. Keep in mind that Oracles are just so good at killing Marines if they have something in front of him to tank. So rejoining that Oracle with his main army might actually be the correct move here in order to hold off this Marine Medivac aggression here, which is coming up.
Yeah, coming across the map right now. The Medivac is boosting ahead, which I kind of like. He's going to just scout out what's really going down, what is at the front here. And he's going to stim in, he's going to try and make something happen. And, well, Patjuh's kind of prepared for a drop, which is never actually going to come here. As right now we see this Nexus being chrono boosted, it is being target fired down. The Colossus pops. Is Patjuh gonna lose his Nexus?
Yes, but he trades the entire army. Oh, nice pickup here actually. So OptimuS here taking finally some sort of an economic advantage, I would say.
Well, the problem is it isn't going to kick in quite yet. I mean, Patjuh's obviously been mining up till now, and it's only just now where it's going to start hurting him. So he's going to go straight across for a counterattack right now, and well, this drop's going to drop back at the natural of Patjuh, and he's actually going to turn around, which I think's an indecision, the wrong decision here. I mean, I really think he just needs to move across the map and get some counter damage done, because he's lost a whole Nexus, and that's a lot. That's not just 20 workers, that's a whole Nexus. That takes a long time to rebuild.
Interestingly enough, Patjuh is kind of in the same position OptimuS was 2 minutes ago, where he was at a severe economic disadvantage and had to make something happen. And he kind of missed that timing window. He does have 2 Colossi in the field, which I do not think... Oh, they just got the range upgrade actually, so they are going to be quite effective. But we do have Vikings on the map here from OptimuS, now taking down that Oracle finally, and the Harvester count being somewhat equal. So we do have 2 bunkers at the field, mostly Marines for our Terran, and these Vikings are going to be absolutely crucial in holding off this big attack which is coming up from Patjuh.
Yeah, here we go, 2 Colossi, 4 Vikings, 2 of which are out of position though. This bunker's going to go down very quickly, but the repair is good. These Colossi in the back are the issue. The first 2 Vikings have been taken down, 2 more are still just not being used, and the problem is Marines do not do well against Colossi at all, and I think Patjuh might just be able to do it with this counterattack. He's still losing units as is natural to that drop, but these Colossi are just so powerful, and it looks like just might be able to break through here as 3 sentries, a Stalker and 2 Colossi are all that remains. In fact, even less than that now. And this is actually a really interesting game now, as OptimuS still just trying to, you know, drop with these units up here. And both players on very low economy, 20 workers.
It's almost turned to a bit of a scrappy game with this low economy playstyle. Funny thing to note there was that the Mothership Core is actually tanking quite a bit for the Colossi, as the Vikings were focus firing it rather than one of the Colossi. So that really helped out Patjuh there, and I would say he has the army advantage. Economy advantage is almost the same, and OptimuS actually doing quite a bit of harassment, you know, just taking out pylons. I don't see why he wouldn't drop the main, because there's nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, he's been trying to move in and out with these few units, but the probes keep getting pulled, and he's really, really worried about this attack at his front, and it's coming up the ramp now. Patjuh, he wants to finish this off. He has no plan to re-expand. The depots are going down, and OptimuS is in a little bit of trouble as Patjuh comes up the ramp right now. He's got a bunker over here. Is that going to be enough? I don't think there's a force field left.
Oh, he needs to keep that bunker alive.
And
the angle from the Vikings just not being good enough to you know, do sustained DPS to these Colossi, and SCVs now being all put off the line. Unit stabs showing the grim story here for OptimuS, which is that Patjuh does have an army, and